The war in Iran, the mayor putting Israel in the crosshairs. The Point starts right now. Ofir Akunis is the Consul General of Israel in New York. And, you know, there is so much to talk about, but I think at first we should talk about the mayor of the city of New York and what appears to be his obsession with trying to arrest the Prime Minister of Israel, Bibi Netanyahu.
First of all, thank you for having me, Marcia. Yes, I think that we are in an awful times to the Jewish community in New York under this mayor. Zohran Mamdani.
So what effect does it have when he constantly talks about the fact that he wants to arrest the Prime Minister, even though he knows he doesn't have the power to do it?
It's nonsense. I'm sorry to use these words because the mayor knew it. Nobody, actually in the United States of America, you like Israel. America, United States, like Israel, we are not part of the International Court in The Hague, in the Netherlands. So it was just a spin to his supporters, because I think that instead the mayor will handle with the problems, with the big problems of this city. You know, the trash, homeless, traffic, heavy traffic, a lot of problems. He prefer to talk about the state of Israel and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as you said. So I want to say something to you, Marcia, and to the audience, with your permission.
Sure.
The Prime Minister will be here on September 22nd, and he will be here until September 24. We are arranging, I am as the Consul General, and the consulate in New York is the biggest embassy of Israel in the world. Under my responsibility, we are arranging his visit these days.
But here is the question. The mayor said that when he admitted finally that he could not arrest Bibi when he came, he said that he thinks his supporters, people who are against Israel and who support the Palestinian cause, should protest Bibi Netanyahu's visit. What effect is that going to have on the Prime Minister's security and his visit?
You'll see that a lot of people will support Prime Minister Netanyahu during his speech at the United Nations. So you'll see both sides, okay? And the protesters against, by the way, I want to correct you with your permission. They are not for the Palestinians. These people, Mamdani's supporters, prefer the terror organization rather than the United States of America, rather than the only democracy in the Middle East. There's only one democracy in the Middle East. I'm sure that Mayor Mamdani knows it. I'm sure that he knows it. But he prefers to say an ugly words about our Prime Minister and about the State of Israel. Well, only one democracy.
I think that his supporters are trying to say that they're upset by what they call the genocide that they say was going on in Gaza, and the mayor talks about at great length saying that there was genocide. How do you feel about that?
I want to ask Mayor Mamdani's supporters if they I took it from my desk at the consulate, this picture. Ariel Bivas is less than 3 years old. They kidnapped this boy from his apartment in Israel. They kidnapped him with his mother and with his brother. They choked him. They choked him in front of his mother's eyes. I'm really, and you know, it's like, it's very emotional. I never heard them say one word about October 7th massacre. I want to hear them say a lot of things about September 11th massacre right here in New York. There's a lot of Mamdani's supporters, as I said in the beginning, that prefer the interests of the terror organizations, the Ayatollahs. I want to ask you, Marcia, I don't know, maybe you're used to, but I'm not used to. I saw 2 months ago Mamdani's supporters in Washington Square cheer for the Ayatollahs. They prefer the Ayatollahs rather than the President of the United States. They don't need to vote for the President Trump. They don't need to love him. They just need to love themselves. They just need to love the United States. Why? It's an absurd. I found myself as an Israeli ambassador, as a big admirer of the United States. I'm begging my American friends to put the national interest of United States above everything, and they prefer the terror organizations.
But what effect do you think that the mayor's pronouncements are having on the Jewish community in New York?
Thank you for this question, because I want to quote my first statement. It was January 1st, his first day in office, and I quote, the mayor of New York said he would be a mayor for everyone, yet he's taking dangerous steps in the exact opposite direction. The decisions to revoke the IRA definition of anti-Semitism and to allow for boycotts against Israel are actions that pose an immediate threat to the safety of Jewish communities in New York and could lead to an increase in violent anti-Semitic attacks throughout the city, and that's what happening today. You saw it last week in Upper West Side. We saw it was like a pogrom in Brooklyn 2 months ago. Do you remember when they waved the Hezbollah flag in front of the Jewish community of Brooklyn?
The mayor says he's not anti-Semitic and he wants to protect Jewish New Yorkers. Do you believe him?
The mayor, Marcia, the mayor of New York is anti-Semite. He is. He hates Jews. He can say whatever he wants with his fake smile. Excuse me, it's not a real smile. It's a fake smile. He is saying, I will ensure the security of the Jewish community in New York. How will you do it if you are saying that Israel is responsible for a genocide in Gaza? This is a disgusting lie, Mr. Mayor. You know that there is no genocide in the Gaza Strip.
But you know, there have been a number of Jewish politicians, including Brad Lander, who has just won the Democratic primary to represent a Brooklyn, Manhattan congressional district, who believe that there has been genocide in Gaza and talk about it. These are Jewish politicians. What do you say to them?
He wants the Muslim community to vote for him. I know him. I heard his speech in the mosque in Brooklyn. I think that it was in Brooklyn. He knows the truth. And by the way, there's different elected officials. They are for Israel. I don't want to mention their names, but there's a lot in Congress, in the United States Senate, even here in New York City. I'm very sorry for him, and I want him to come, if he will want to my office, and I'll show him, Marcia, cruel and vicious pictures from the Nova Festival and what they did to our young people on October 7th.
So do you feel that what happened on October 7th has been brushed under the rug and people aren't paying attention to it?
Yes, unfortunately, you're right. That's the current situation. But I'm here to refresh their memory. And I will put the truth on the table. With all the respect to elected officials, to the mayor and others, I'll put the truth on the table. And even they know, Marcia, that we didn't start the fire on October 7th. And the current situation in Gaza is that Hamas, the cruel terror, maybe the cruelest terror organization in the world now, they are still there in Gaza City. According to the agreement, they must put their weapon. Yes, and actually we are doing it for them because they're not doing it.
So one thing that you did say after the latest round of attacks on the person who was celebrating on the Upper West Side, you said, this is a pattern too familiar and echoes Europe 100 years ago. Incitement always promotes and encourages physical violence.
I'm sorry to say it. I was very sorry to write this sentence because I remember when I was very young. I heard horrific stories from my late grandmother. My late grandmother told me to the entire family, that she saw the signs. She heard the voices against Jews. You know, Mayor Mamdani used the word, yes, disgusting words against AIPAC. Monsters, he said. Yeah. Monsters, it's the same word that the Germans, that the Nazi regime used against the Jewish community, first of all in Germany, then in Poland, then in other places that they occupied back then. This is a warning, Marcia, not to me. I'm an Israeli. I will finish my, my mission here, and I'll return to Israel. This is a warning for you. Everybody knows it. I am a big admirer of the United States of America. It's very emotional to me to see the American flag right here in the streets of Manhattan. I don't want to see them force the Sharia laws on you. And you know why I'm saying it? Because I saw clips. I saw a video clip from, I think it was from Queens or from Brooklyn. A young man there said, "This is not your country." My friends, my American friends, he said it to you, not to me. I'm an Israeli, I'm an ambassador, I will finish my term. You must stop them now, before it will be too late for you, like it is in London, Paris, Amsterdam, and of course, Spain.
Okay, well, we'll have to leave it right there for now, but we will be right back. Mm-hmm. We are back with Israel's Consul General in New York, Ofir Akunis. I need to ask you this question. Yeah. I mean, the mayor says that his job is to protect Jewish New Yorkers, but something happened over the past week where he was appointing a committee to pick judges, yes, and there was no Jewish member of the committee. Of course not. How do you feel about that?
That he hates Jews?
Just as simple as that?
It's very simple.
But it's his obligation as the mayor to be mayor of all the people.
I'm sorry, he's not. The reality is that he's not. I'm sorry to say it, because I'm a Jewish I'm a Jewish guy, but I'm not New Yorker. He must be the mayor of all New Yorkers. He is not doing it. He is not doing it. Instead of lower the flames, he's doing the opposite. And I think that he must stop talk against Israel. By the way, why is he dealing with Israel? What's his problem? You use the word, I think the first question you used the word obsession. What? Excuse me, he's the mayor, he's not the president of the United States. He's not the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He's not the Ministry of Defense here. He's the mayor of New York, the 5 boroughs. He's not even the governor. So my suggestion to him is to deal with the local issues of this beautiful city that I am admire for the last 40 years.
So let me ask you this question. What do you say to Palestinians who feel that they have a right to have their own state?
Okay, they have their own state, but not instead of our state, because we saw that in the last, let's say, 30 years, Israel withdrew from Judea and Samaria, from the Gaza Strip, and from Lebanon, from main parts of Judea and Samaria, from Lebanon, and from the Gaza Strip. By the way, I think that Lebanon and the Gaza Strip...
Should there be a two-state solution?
Not in Judea and Samaria. This is the official policy of the State of Israel. In the past, something like 70%...
What about Gaza and the West Bank?
Gaza? No, there is no... First, I don't know what is the West Bank. This is Judea, and we are Jewish because we came from Judea and Samaria as well. And the Gaza Strip, we gave them the opportunity to establish their own regime. Maybe somewhere else, but not in Judea and Samaria. The Palestinians don't want the two-state solution.
Why not?
I know, I will tell you why. Because they want one-state solution. They want only a statehood for themselves. They don't want this. You know that according to the Ministry of Education in the Palestinian Authority territories, there's no Israel. There's no Israel.
But, some would argue that just as Israel is entitled to have a state, so are the Palestinians entitled to have a state.
I will tell you, first of all, the United Nations offered them a state in 1947. Their answer I remember. I know. I learned about it, but I did not. I was born only in 1973. So my father, okay, he was born before. He told me that their response was a terror attacks against the Jewish community. Instead of, like we, the Jewish people, we said, okay, we'll accept 181 resolution of the United Nations. They started a war against us. Why? Because they don't want two-state solution. They want one-state solution, and it's only for themselves.
But here's the question. So I asked you before,
yes,
what about the possibility that there are going to be protests when Bibi comes?
Mm-hmm.
And you said that there's going to be demonstrations on people who support Israel,
right,
as well as people who are not happy that he's here. I mean, do you think there's going to be violence? Do you think that there's going to be...
I hope not.
I mean, what's going to happen if people are trying to protest each other?
I hope not. First of all,
is that the way people should get along?
I want to tell you something. We have a very tight connections with NYPD and with the Secret Service as well. Already, by the way, because as I said, we are preparing ourselves to this visit. It's very complicated. If the mayor will not encourage, violence, then there will not be violence.
So are you calling on the mayor to change his rhetoric?
Of course.
Before September, so that the city does not become a tinderbox?
Exactly. And I think that his team must put him under pressure or maybe advise him to do so, because now he's doing the opposite. We don't want violence. We want that the Prime Minister will come to the United Nations. The speech is, I don't know the exact hour, but it will be early afternoon. And we want him to, to return to Israel, because there's an election in Israel exactly 1 month after, by the way. Exactly.
Special security measures to protect the Prime Minister when he's in New York?
The answer is yes, but I cannot speak about it.
I'm not asking you that, but I mean, are you changing where he's going to stay, or are you trying to make special provisions? I'm not asking where.
The answer is yes.
I mean, are you at all concerned about his safety?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because it's not a safe place here, unfortunately, under Mayor Mamdani's administration.
But aren't you? Isn't the NYPD going to make sure?
Yeah, I think that, as I said, we have a very good relationship with NYPD and the Secret Service. We are counting on them.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it right there for now. But our conversation continues right after the show on our streaming channel, CBS News New York. Thank you for joining me. Hate crimes seem to be escalating in New York. I asked New Yorkers what can be done about it. They're weighing in on your point. How concerned are you about hate and hate crimes in New York City?
Hate crimes? I'm very concerned about that.
Absolutely. I'm worried about hate crimes all over the country. I think it bothers everyone.
I don't spend my time being worried about it, but I'm very concerned because it's on the rise.
Not dramatically.
How come?
Well, because there have only been a few. I mean, it's not universal.
It's a serious problem with what happened on 84th Street and 86th Street just a few days ago. It's a shame that our mayor is inciting this sort of selective hatred.
As a country, we are just falling more and more victim to rage baiting, divisive rhetoric, even from the leaders of this country, primarily from the leaders of this country.
I think not just New York City, but globally, it's certainly become more prevalent in recent years based on certain rhetoric that we're hearing from people in upper governments. I would say my concern is probably higher than it has been in previous administrations.
So you're blaming the mayor?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything, I think he has been a unifying presence.
I'm not really that concerned about it.
How come?
I'm a follower of Christ, so it really doesn't bother me.
You think there's always going to be hate in the world, and where do you think it comes from?
Oh, my God. I wish I could say at my age, no, there isn't, but there always has been.
I don't think it's just something that just happened in this century. I think we always had hate.
People are always going to not dislike each other for one reason or another.
It's a human, a nasty human instinct It can't be repressed totally.
Yes, unfortunately, it will always exist. Where it comes from is, again, if I had the answer, I would be more important.
Where do you think hate comes from?
Satan, the devil.
I don't know. It comes from humans. There's something in us.
Hate comes from inside the human heart, as Alexander Solzhenitsyn said many years ago. Everyone has a certain amount of good and bad inside them. It's up to each individual to do what he can to control himself and behave properly.
So if a person has hate in their heart, can they change?
Absolutely, if they want to.
Depends on the person and how badly they want to change.
Everybody can improve themselves if that's what they want to do.
I guess like by going to church, asking God to change their heart.
If they start housing the Holy Spirit by being a believer in Jesus Christ.
I think they can if they want to. Some people just hateful and they just don't want to change.
I mean, opening yourself up to another person's perspective, another person's way of thinking, even if you don't agree, it's, I think it's never too late to change.
I don't believe in hearts. I think it's up here.
It's in your head.
Yes.
If you have hate in your head, can you change?
Sure. And we've seen examples. But it's hard.
I'm a social worker, so I do believe they can be. I think when we get to sit with each other and talk, I think it doesn't take more than that to just be with people and see that we have certain things in common and that we can differ without hating. I have to feel that way. I can't live thinking I can't do it.